2023年2月15日，波士頓市议會的立法州例會正常進行。平常空曠的市議會大廳嘉賓席上，卻早早坐了一行引人注目的華裔，他們都在期待歷史時刻的到來。其中帶頭的男士更是一早到場，精神抖擻，分別與每位議員打招呼，介紹法案，顯得胸有成竹，信心滿滿。他就是新格蘭華人聯盟會長俞國良先生。因為立法會議需要討論的法案眾多，而略顯沉悶和冗長，焦急地等待到下午2點30分的時候，終於排到了法案0411號。波士頓議長愛德華·費廉與俞國良打聲招呼之後，開始宣讀該法案內容。
This is a resolution in support of designating Lunar New Year as an official City of Boston holiday. As you know, Lunar New Year is one of the most important holidays for our AAPI community here in Boston and across the country. And it begins on the second new moon after winter solstice. In Boston, we certainly have a large number of AAPI residents who celebrate Lunar New Year every year with numerous lion dances, banquets, other events to celebrate their proud history. The AAPI community is an integral part of our city and our society. They are our neighbors, frontline workers, healthcare workers, school teachers, small business owners, policymakers, military members, youth sports coaches, among many others. Lunar New Year is designated as a state holiday in California. And in New York City, the New York City Council recently voted to make Lunar New Year an official school holiday. And there is a bill in Congress to designate Lunar New Year as a federal holiday. There is now an effort with Asian American organizations in Boston and surrounding areas to advocate for Lunar New Year to be an official holiday in Boston. The person that brought this to my attention is Gary Yu, who's sitting here to my left, who's a leader in the AAPI community throughout Greater Boston. Thank you, Gary, for bringing this to my attention. Designating Lunar New Year as an official holiday in the city of Boston would be an appropriate way to recognize the positive impacts made by our AAPI neighbors. I understand also that designating a new official holiday may involve logistics or adjusting calendars and even contract negotiations. But I wanted to send an important message of support to the AAPI community on this issue. I hope we can suspend and pass this resolution. Thank you.
This is an important way to stand in solidarity with our AAPI community. I am also in favor of days of rest and celebration, and that's what this would be for something that is so important for our AAPI community, recognizing the new lunar year. And I've had the privilege of standing with you, Gary, and with other members of our community and celebrating it, the centrality of the Lunar New Year to our AAPI community. And so recognizing an official holiday is a way to make people feel seen in our city, is a way to make people feel included. Oftentimes, we know communities of color tend to exist, unfortunately, on the margins. And a way to bring folks in and to make them feel like this too is your city and we celebrate you and we see you is by making it an official holiday. So I am very happy and proud to stand with you, President Flynn, and to stand with our AAPI community. Gary, thank you for your leadership and in making sure that we all can celebrate the Lunar New Year. And so I look forward to supporting this and to continuing to stand with our AAPI community. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary, for always including me and the other councilors in all of the things you do, standing up for the AAPI community in the city. Part of Boston's richness is its ability of so many communities to retain their ties to and affection for their ancestry or lands they were born. We are a city of immigrants and those who welcome immigrants, and the AAPI community has been such a vibrant part of our city's fabric for so long, so I definitely want to thank you for that. 1 in 10 Bostonians are Asian Americans, and Asian Americans are the fastest growing single racial group in Greater Boston. Our city not only supports the AAPI community, but benefits from you also. So I believe that recognizing Lunar New Year as an official holiday in Boston would further demonstrate the city's support for your community. And like I've said at many of the Chinatown events and celebrations, that one of the ways that I've been able to connect and learn more about your culture is by immersing myself in all of your wonderful celebrations. So thank you for always including me, and I'm in support of making this an official holiday and recognizing its past due, so thank you.
I just wanted to say 新年快乐 to our community, and just say I'm definitely excited to support this today. Councillor Flynn alluded to sort of the complexities of obviously both the collective bargaining agreements and then the fact that the state has historically objected to Boston, as of sort of 10-15 years ago, Boston having separate official holidays from the state. So I'm excited that there's like communities in other jurisdictions that are excited about this, because I think the opportunity to have that conversation with the state is important. I also just wanted to flag for councillors, because something that I've been thinking about for a while, that it also feels like with the multicultural multiplicity of Boston, like trying to have a conversation about like, is there some space between the official holiday where our city offices are closed and a regular day? And what I mean by that is like, I think our schools have started moving towards like making sure that people can take their holidays without having to get special permission. I sometimes wonder if like one of the ways that council could start recognizing holidays, even if they're not closed for business, is that we're not going to have a public hearing on a holiday where we know a lot of people in the community are going to be at services or celebrations. Like, and so maybe there are also ways to think about in the interim, how do we kind of like start living out that sense of celebration of these things, even if we don't have the kind of the agreement with the state on the legal jurisdiction. So just wanted to flag that as something that I had been thinking about. But thank you, Councillor Flynn, for filing this, and thank you to Gary and everyone for being here. And please add my name.
I just also wanted to rise and offer my support and thank my colleagues for bringing forth this resolution. I remember when Councillor then Kim Janey and I believe it was Councillor Campbell and myself pushed forth to declare Juneteenth a holiday here in the city of Boston, and that really set the precedent in terms of what we can and cannot do. So I'm really looking forward to moving this forward in a way that is going to celebrate and acknowledge your contribution as a fellow immigrant. I know how important it is to be seen, to really be seen, not just through gestures, but to really honor who we are and how we show up. So really looking forward to supporting this and moving it along through the council. Thank you.
这几位议员在发言中都不约而同地对于国良先生发起此提案以及他对社区的贡献表达了感謝。接下来进入议员表決程序，12位出席議員全部投下贊成票。
Councillor Flynn seeks suspension of the rules and adoption of docket 0411. All those in favour say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. The ayes have it. This docket has been adopted. Thank you.
一个历史性時刻誕生，此刻大家紛紛起立，全場響起掌聲。發起人俞國良與每位議員擁抱道謝，感激相助之情不易言表。隨後，俞國良與 NECA 聯合主席葛倩、APAPA Worcester 會長 Jack Chen、UCAMA 秘書長郭義晨、APAPA Boston 骨幹劉香寧和趙子明等代表登上議會主席台，與全體12位議員合影留念，紀念這一歷史性的時節。同時，身兼新英格蘭華人聯盟、美國華人聯合會麻州分會、美國亞太聯盟波士頓分會等3個重量級華裔組織在當地分會會長的俞國良，在法案通過後接受訪問時表示，農曆新年一直是一個有着最重要文化代表性的節日。本次提案的通過，對於波士頓的華裔，包括亞裔社區來說，更是意義非凡。
去年9月呢，加州就是以州推過了這個立法，讓這個農曆春節成為法定假日。然後呢，在今年2月2號的時候，紐約市也通過了市的立法，把農曆春節列為了這個法定的假日。我覺得這個消息對我們華人社區來說是非常非常的鼓舞的。所以呢，我在2月8號就代表了新英格蘭華人聯盟以及美國華人聯合會麻州分會、美國亞太聯盟、這個波士頓分會3個組織，我在2月8號來到了波士頓的這個 City Councilor， 向我們的 City Councilor 的 President F. Lin 向提出了通過立法 把我們的 Lunar New Year 設為我們的法定的節假日。很快，在1週之後，也就是今天2月15號，我現在是在這個我們波士頓的這個 City Councilor 的大堂，然後呢，我們的 City Councilor F. Lin 先生呢，已經正式把這個提案列入了法案，進行這個走過程提出。這法案的名字標號是0411號，所以呢，其實對我們來說，這是一個非常大的一個重大的第一步吧。而且的話呢，也看得出我們的 City Councilor 非常重視我们提出的這個法案，因為僅用了1週的時間就能把它列入了這個法案的流程裡面進行這個審議，其實是非常重要的。我們也期待接下來我們能夠取得更大的一個進步，能夠跟我們的 City Councilor 進行更多的合作。
Well, Gary, you approached me and let me know that the city of New York and California as well have Lunar New Year as an official holiday, and asked me what I thought about Boston considering also a Lunar New Year holiday. I thought it was a great idea. I did some research, but it's a way to celebrate the enormous sacrifices and contributions of the Asian American communities here in Boston and across the country, but to acknowledge the difficult struggle the AAPI community has had in our country, but it's a recommitment as well to dignity and justice for all, especially for our immigrant neighbors as well.
On February 8th, Gary and I and members with APAPA came here for the proposal of legislation of Lunar New Year. We had a meeting with President of Councilor Ed Flynn, and today is the big day. President Ed Flynn has finally push forward this bill, which is 0411, and we are happy for here because following by the legislation of Lunar New Year in California and New York City, Boston is the third city to make this Lunar New Year as an official holiday, which shows Boston as a highly inclusive and diverse city, and we're happy that we follow up for the whole process. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm proud to be here with Gary and a lot of our co-workers to make Lunar New Year as a public festival in Boston. So we hope everyone can enjoy that day on February, a traditional New Year. Just let's push forward and make our best to make every day the best day for us. Thank you. And everyone, thanks for Gary and Papa, Boston chapter or Worcester chapter. We did a lot to push forward this.
最后，于国良再次对波士顿市议会通过这一历史性的立法表示了深深的感谢，并对费廉议长一直以来对华裔社区的支持和帮助表达了最崇高的敬意。可以说，没有他的背书和支持，此次法案不会这么容易通过。而这次决议的通过，给予了波士顿华裔及亚裔文化身份的认可与尊重，而且让波士顿成为一个在全美文化多样性和包容性的领先城市。当天一同出席听证会的 NACA 联合主席葛倩激动地说道：“过去几年，在各个镇的华协、中文学校以及各种专業協會、校友會、同鄉會、UCA、APAPA、NACA 等 NGO 等組織的添磚加瓦下，大波士頓地區的華人社區越來越活躍、健康、開放、朝氣蓬勃、欣欣向榮。這是農曆新年成為法定假期的最重要的基礎。如果有一天大年初一孩子們都可以不去上學，大人不去上班，全家人能一起熱熱鬧鬧的過個年，這裡有所有人的一份付出和功勞，讓華人社區的連結更緊密，讓我們的孩子更健康、自信、幸福，讓我們的孩子和企業更加成功和有影響力。期待在不遠的將來，我們也被看見，並且成為美國社會重要的一部分。NACA 另一位聯合主席王華在獲知喜訊後表示，正如我們之前所討論的，這個法案 resolution 表達的是市議會對農曆新年成為法定假日的法律支持。It is a non-binding resolution， 因此這個 resolution 的通過不具備立法效應，但這是一個非常好的開端，可喜可賀。 革命尚未成功，我們仍需努力。接下來要努力落地執行。